Welcome to the city of Podgorica, the largest city and the capital of Montenegro. The city is just north of Lake Skadar and close to coastal destinations on the Adriatic Sea. Historically, it was Podgorica's position at the confluence of the Ribnica and Morasia rivers and at the meeting point of the fertile Zeta Plain and Jelopaglici Valley that encouraged settlement. The surrounding landscape is predominantly mountainous terrain. Podgorica literally means under the hill, Gorica, a diminutive of the word Gora, which is another word for mountain or hill, is the name of one of the cypress-covered hillocks that overlooks the city center. Some 3 kilometers northwest of Podgorica lie the ruins of the Roman-era town of Diocletia, from which the Roman Emperor Diocletian's mother hailed. Given its undergone 5 name changes, passed through the hands of everyone from the Romans to the Turks to the Austro-Hungarians and twice been wiped off the map entirely, it's little wonder that Podgorica seems permanently gripped by an identity crisis. Its streets are hodgepodge of Ottoman oddments, Austrian shopfronts, brutalist blocks and shiny new malls, and it has a fraction of the big smoke buzz other European capitals can claim. But with some excellent galleries, plenty of parks, and vibrant cafe culture, pin-sized Podgorica is worth a look. The name Podgorica originates in 1326 and it's built amongst 5 rivers, the Zeta, Moroka, Ribnica, Tizevna, and Sitnica. Most of the city was destroyed during World War II, so Podgorica is relatively new with modern buildings at every step of the way and green spaces as well as parks. Podgorica hosts a number of cultural events and there are many theaters such as Krenogorsko, Narodno, Gradotsko, and Dodets. Further cultural and historic monuments in and around Podgorica are Sahat Kula, Adzi Pasa, Osmanagika, the ruins of Nemanjica Grad, remnants of the city of Doclea, Staravaros, and Vezerov. Podgorica has excellent transit connections with other centers. Millennium Bridge stands as an awe-inspiring cable-stayed bridge gracefully spanning the Moraca River. Its striking design was a collaborative effort by the Slovenian company Ponting and Ladin Ulesevic, a distinguished professor at the Faculty of Civil Engineering in Podgorica. The bridge was unveiled to the public on a momentous day, July 13, 2005, which also marks Montenegro's National Day. Since its inauguration, the Millennium Bridge has emerged as one of the city's most prominent and iconic landmarks. Stretching an impressive 140 meters in length, the bridge, a majestic pylon, soars an impressive 57 meters above the roadbed, creating a visually captivating image against the city's skyline. The roadway deck is gracefully supported by 12 sturdy cables, while 24 additional cables are attached to the waterways, adding to the bridge's imposing appearance. The Vladimir Vyotsky Monument in Podgorica stands as a testament to the deep admiration and affection the famous Soviet singer-songwriter held for Montenegro. The monument, located on the bank of the river Muraca, is one of the very few in the capital city of Podgorica. The monument is located on the side of Jovan Tomashevich Street and can be easily reached from the Millennium Bridge or the Moscow Bridge. Next to the sculpture, there are several small pedestrian streets and a children's playground. The pedestal bears the last lines from Vygotsky's poem about Montenegro, carved in both Montenegrin and Russian. Cathedral of the Resurrection of Christ in Podgorica, with its monumental architectural and artistic value, is a unique new religious building. Construction of the temple began in 1993 and lasted for 20 years. The temple is dominated by two pyrgs, towers that are 26.7 meters high, and 17 bells are situated in its loft. The weight of the heaviest one is around 11 tons, and it is the largest bell in Balkan. At foot of the pyrgs are chapels dedicated to Saint Simeon and Saint Jovan Vladimir. One of the important features of the temple is certainly its artistic decoration. It is one of the largest and most interesting gallery of stone sculpture among religious structures. Frescoes are done in fresco technique, and their background is glided. The technique of mosaic issues a segment of the artistic decoration of the temple, which is presented to a large extent. The entrance portal of the temple, besides floor mosaic, is also decorated by this technique, and it is dominated by the scene of the resurrection of Christ, which the temple is dedicated to. Cathedral of the Resurrection of Christ, with its beauty and monumental, became known throughout Europe and the world, and it is the place of pilgrimage of the Orthodox believers, but also tourists from foreign countries who see the church as a cultural monument they should not miss to visit when they are in Montenegro. So I want to share with you these important facts in Podgorica. Taxis are the best option to get around Podgorica. They are cheap, reliable, and found in abundance throughout the city. There are taxi stands found virtually everywhere. A basic fare is 0.40 euro or 40 cents euro per 0.62 miles. No journey within the city should cost you more than 3 to 4 euro. There are approximately 20 taxi companies in Podgorica. They can be hailed on the street, found a taxi stand, and outside major sites and attractions, or ordered by calling the dispatcher. Is Podgorica a walking city? Yeah, it's a nice city to stroll around, filled with parks, rivers, and other beautiful places. The city center is easily accessible and just a short walk to the train and bus station. There are many points of interest in the Pleco Moraines district that can be visited on foot. Strolling through Neguzev Park, which overlooks the Muraka River, is a peaceful walk and a great way to explore the city, stopping at quaint cafes and enjoying a coffee along the way. Did you know that Montenegro has its own Niagara Falls? This beautiful place at a 10 minutes drive from Podgorica has been rather unknown among foreign tourists and visitors for a long time, but this picturesque site has lately become more and more popular. During the summer, the inhabitants of Podgorica and surroundings like to refresh themselves in the cool Klejvna River. Niagara is also the name of the traditional restaurant on the bank of the river. It is open all year round and offers good national food like carp, river trout, lamb, and drinks. The location is very nice, especially if the weather allows you to sit outside watching the emerald green river and the ducks swimming around. In the hot summer months, you can rest on the lawns or small pebble beaches, and there is a nice wooden bridge that links the two banks of the river. Although there are no signposts, it is simple to find this natural phenomenon. Take the road to Tutsi and turn right before passing the bridge over the Klevna River, following the sign Koche Akicha. Follow the course of the river, which is often invisible as the sage Shevna has cut its own way deeply through the karst. Continue 100 meters farther after the sign of the Niagara restaurant and car along the road, take the iron stairs down to the river. But there is also another possibility to get there from Podgorica. Follow the road to the airport. The Niagara Falls are most impressive in springtime, in March or April, or after a rainy day. You can see numerous small cascades finding their way through the picturesque karst landscape. On the other side of the river are the endless vineyards of the Plantaza winery, which produces the famous red wine called Vranac. The banks are then covered with spring flowers like purple anemones. The Sejevna River flows through a narrow and crooked canyon and is no more than 10 meters in depth at any point. The rock below the fertile layer of the valley is fairly soft, hence the reason why the river deepens and changes its course. Near the estuary, a few kilometers before the junction with Muracha, local residents build a waterfall.
It's ready already?
The Jevna is supplied by water from melting Proclache mountain tops and rain from the mountains of valley. Hence, in the summer, when it is dry, which is a regular occurrence, the river starts to dry up and the Niagara Falls loses its grandeur. In March or April or after a particularly rainy day, the waterfall can be observed in its full glory. Nearby the river bank is Niagara, an organic restaurant serving local cuisine, freshwater fish, and ice pod saka, a type of roasted meat. The location and ambience is stunning. The interior has a country feel from the decor to the waiters' uniforms. In the main hall, there is a miniature waterfall with a windmill, trout pool, and an open fireplace and a small play hut. There is also a spectacular view of the river. King Nicola Monument. Located in a park opposite to the Parliament, King Nicola Petrovic Monument is an imposing 4-meter-high statue, the work of Risto Radmilovic. It depicts the last king of Montenegro, King Nicola, on a horse. It was unveiled in 2005 and has since been an important landmark in Podgorica. Alexander Pushkin and Natalia Gonchurova Monument. If you happen to be wandering near the corner of the Nigovezheva and Svetog Petra Chetinskog streets, you'll see this monument. And here I am, I'm passing on the Parliament building. The government is regulated by the principle of division of powers into legislative, executive, and judicial.
Israel.
And here I met a group of tourists from Israel.
אני נסעתי לבד. כן.
תבוא איתנו. יש את יודעת בו מקומות? היית בו?
לא, פעם ראשונה.
רגע, אני מצטלם עם יעקב, רגע.
היום אני נוסעת לזה, לטיראן אלבניה. היום אני נוסעת לאלבניה. לבד אני נוסעת, כן. אני נוסעת יום אחד, כן. מחר אני לסקופיה, מסדוניה.
עושה לי משקפיים.
כן, ב-28 אני חוזרת לארץ. בת ים, אני גרה בבת ים. אני בבת ים. איפה אתם? איפה?
אנחנו נתניה.
Is Podgorica, Montenegro expensive to visit? Are you considering a trip to Podgorica, Montenegro but worried about the cost? Planning your budget is an essential part of any trip, and knowing the cost of living in your destination will help you determine how much to save. Compared to other European cities, Podgorica is considered relatively affordable. However, compared to other Balkan countries such as Serbia or Bosnia and Herzegovina, Podgorica can be a bit pricier. The currency used in Montenegro is the euro, which is commonly used throughout Europe. Keep in mind that prices will vary depending on your travel style, preferences, and season.